should be a better way that we're treating Tim. I'm not just saying it, he's my son. He's a hell of an asset for this hockey club. All right? And if anyone doubts that, get on the ice with him and watch what he's doing. Okay? Because I don't think there's a coach in this program that could validate that he's not an incredible asset to this hockey program. With that, I'm done.
Thank you for letting me present.
Thank you.
So this is going to be postponed until.
This will be postponed. We'll set a date.
Board members will have to. Oh, thank you. Thanks, guys.
At bare minimum, we need to come up with at least a conclusion on today until that special meeting takes place, or that continues or not continues.
I asked Keith to forward his talking points, and I guess I'm gonna take his talking points and read my own notes. I think we should all prepare a presentation at the special meeting on how we think Tom should be involved as well.
Well, what I'm just saying, so we don't continue to talk about that, man, just how do we continue our path from today until that special meeting takes place? Do we halt this? Do we just continue as set as a precedent from January until now? Until we come to a solution?
I think we need to decide taking liability into account is halting kids' development with the amount of knowing that we're about to take the ice off. If we're to call it to even be 48 hours from now, how do we feel on that when it comes to the fact that, is it just simple as Tim lets Sam know when he's going to be on the ice? Because the reality is, when he is on the ice, kids are in school. Most of the kids that are out here are homeschooled kids. It's been basically a non-issue until the last 48 hours. So I think that
we just take our 5 days and have a special meeting for 5 days, like everybody wants.
it's 48 hours.
It's 48 hours, 48 hours.
Because then, if this is just my opinion. It's been going on. It happens all over the country, and I just feel that we're really making an issue out of something that shouldn't be, taking into consideration that there's been other people that have done the same. Maybe they didn't get paid for their services or were gifted money, but they've not been on the schedule. They've done it, and there's never been an issue with it. And I think that, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's about the kids and their development. Knowing that the ice is coming off, I feel that he should continue doing what he's doing. We'll have, today's Tuesday, we can call the meeting for Friday.
So if we change our minds on this, are we gonna retro ask for that money? Like say we want money from him. Are we gonna retro it? Or do we go ahead and have the parents pay now and go ahead and pay them back if we decide it should be at a lesser cost? It shouldn't be anything at all.
Well, how far do we want to go back?
Exactly. I don't think we should retro anything. I'm just saying that what we're doing right now at this decision, if we're not making anyone pay.
I think if it's 2 days and we've been doing it, we'll just continue and then we decide on what we do. My take is on that.
Well, can we just not do it for 2 days? I don't know. Are all these kids? These kids?
I'm gone. I'm done. You're gone.
So it's longer than 2 days.
We could do which it says, I think it was emergency meetings or 48 hours. And
I don't
special
think,
meetings.
the only problem is with the finances, I don't have to meet with Renee until after the 15th. Like, I really like to vet this through, with like a professional, so that I come to you guys with information and like help with the situation. Obviously we can just take his word for the finances being great, but as treasurer, I can't prove that to you, and I can't
agree with that. What I was trying to get at was because we don't have need a special meeting for contractual duty list, etc. As it states in his contract, it says he's eligible to do this. The status quo has been set since January, since he basically got here. I don't think, based on the agenda, that we need a special meeting. We should stop anything we're doing currently as is and upset the flow until we can have that special meeting and then set that precedence based on that. Is what I'm getting.
You can stop it for years with Dave, so that's what the difference, but stop it.
Thing is, you know, I'm not gonna go down
We can do it.
there. If he
Yeah.
wants to be here to defend himself, why he did it, I mean, he did it. I mean, and.
Right, and that's fine. I'm not trying to bring us in.
So it's I think it's, again, it's
If
an
you want
asset
to
to the
go,
club.
if you want, I'll bring him to that meeting, he can defend himself.
And that's fine. I'm just, I guess what I'm getting at is what, how do we move between now and that meeting? To me, I would say remain status quo based on what's, maybe this needs to be cleared up a little bit, but this is what's stated in the contract, is what's been going on for months. Why would we change anything until we can have that opportunity to have that special meeting to make those?
Honestly, it was just roll with it, but the big thing is just have it on the schedule.
Absolutely.
Which is fine, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because Brody, I was in pretty fit the meantime, having a birthday party and
Yeah, I wasn't aware that.
Well, no,
So,
that wasn't the issue. Like, there was no, I had no issue with private lessons or
Right.
continuing them at all. That's awesome. I love the idea.
It's
The
not
issue is that we're not following the proper steps.
If members come to us, we have to be able to explain that this is what we decided, and this is what they're doing, and this is the process. So that if they say, why not me, or can I do this, we have the answer.
I agree. And what that answer would be, per Tom's contract, the way it's written right now, he's able to do exactly what they're doing. He can continue to do what he's doing until we have that special meeting and decide.
Well, and if those people have the questions to ask, you know, direct them to Tom if they're interested in it.
Anyone that's approached me with private lessons, I've sat down and had a discussion with them. There's a couple of people, but actually, I don't think this would be the best thing for your player, is there? It's not anything against the kids, it's certain kids they're not ready for that type of training, due to their ability to pay attention, desire to learn, all along those lines.
certain members and not the others,
Well, I mean, how do you do, one guy can't do private lessons for 200 plus kids.
No, but you can, I mean, I'm not against
No.
private, like, you can break it into groups, like this group will, maybe you can get a group of them together that aren't up to par with what they should be and work on that. I mean, I don't think we can open up to some members and not other
Yeah,
members.
it needs to be open to everybody.
And that just isn't great, I know, but.
But open to everybody, but at Tim's discretion.
But then
Tom's
you get
discretion.
to,
Or at Tom's discretion.
then you come into playing favoritism with board members' children, you know what I mean? Like the members of the club to look at, well, he's only doing it for.
But is it
Is
board- is it
Tom
just
on the
board-
ice for these, or is it just Tim?
But
So
if he
it's
directs,
Tim, if we're talking about the contract, is Tim included in the contract?
Again, that is.
it's by his direction.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, maybe some verbiage, whatever that is, just say,
Yeah.
and just.
And I think we should debate the contract, but it probably should be an executive meeting, you know, about Tom.
But the thought that it's just like board members' kids, it's not. I mean, I know of multiple kids that are non-board members and that don't even do dibs hours that Tim works with them. So I don't see there to be favoritism in any way for that. Like, I know for a fact of two families, 3 kids that are on the lower level of skill level that he has worked with. So the thought that it's just favoritism to board members' kids or coaches' kids is.
I just think we have to be able to be ready to explain it. That's all you want is transparency and communication, being able to explain why we're deciding to do things that we're doing and why it might pertain to only certain kids and not other kids, because it'll definitely put kids in a clash.
So, do we even need to make a motion on it since it's not on the agenda yet, or can we just agree that the status quo? Huh?
No, I don't think
Yeah, so
so.
we can just agree that the status quo has been resident.
you never accepted, in the previous 2 years, Pat, you guys haven't accepted a same day agenda item? Because I think at the last meeting I was at, you asked if there's any new business that day that we need to consider.
Correct.
You can, so why would that not be a solution today?
I don't feel comfortable, I don't feel ready, I feel comfortable tabling it, just so I can make sure that everything financially is good. That's personally me as a board member, if anyone else feels, that they would just like a little bit more time to think.
I agree. I also think we should be looking at the past and review, like whatever we did in the past, whether it was right or wrong, we need to try and follow all.
I feel comfortable with this special meeting.
Good.
We can move it along, I'm not trying to postpone it longer than drag it on than it needs to, but 2 weeks into being a board member, it's given us a little bit of time.
You're still moving on. I mean, you're still doing it because technically it's not on our agenda, so.
Right, but I'm hearing two things. We can't add new business, same day agenda, is what I just heard. And B, we're waiting to tabling this discussion until the special.
The big thing,
Until that happens, we're just gonna remain the status quo, as long as it's on the schedule.
a lot of times, when we added something to the agenda, it was like, oh, shoot, we got this from the Rock Rider Center, or we had a request from a team that wanted to go to a tournament, or they needed some money for, big ticket items, we should, did you approve those on those days without reviewing the financials? I'd rather have.
It's a problem.
So,
It's fine, it's kind of,
So you guys just move forward with whatever lessons you guys keep doing until we just have this meeting.
just, when Tom's in the room, he can correlate with Sam on schedule.
Yes.
that's the plan right now,
Yes.
but just keep it on the schedule.
Okay. What would that can we take?
We move it. John's birthday and Jennifer's birthday, so.
It is your birthday? Minutes from the previous meeting, has everyone had a chance to look those over?
Make a motion to approve those.
Before we do, I do have a few items I'd like to discuss in this meeting. The cleaning class, it's irrelevant to me who does it for how much or whatever. I just want to know what the process is for providing bids for items like that in the past.
And we never did it, we always, recently, Arden always did it.
Oh, yeah.
By himself, well, last year we sent out a club-wide email for all members to come and do it. And we ended up with like 5 or 6 of us, that was it. I was like,
It took forever, it was not fun.
No.
We didn't even do the class over.
The process is to advertise it through our club website and whoever comes, right?
Yeah, well, Arden used to do it.
yeah, but last year nobody showed up.
Yeah.
And so this year we were decided at the board, we were like, do we really want to send this out again? We see what we have for turnout. We have somebody willing that said they would do it. And it's all by hand. With a sponge that's 2 inches wide, 3 inches, perfect.
Next question, off-season facility improvements, the idea walkthrough, has that been done yet?
The walkthrough.
The walkthrough?
The reason I was talking about the cages, we talked
Yeah.
through it, yes, yeah.
Then, I guess I hadn't heard anything on the coaches meeting.
And very recently, with the coaches meetings, some people were out of town, or on holidays, and we did 100% of them.
Maybe you'll discuss that.
Yes, I'll mention it.
And then the dibs, 30 hours, and increasing the buyout fee to $2,500, was that approved, or was that?
No, it was just discussion.
That was their recommendation from the games coordinator, but there was no motion or, things like that. To be honest, like, who would want to do this?
Yeah.
To go and say, hey, what does it mean?
Yeah, I think inviting someone like Nicole, who's been on it for how many, quite a while, right? And hear
favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Ms. Lisa, treasurer's report.
My treasurer's report is what Aaron had put on last night. It's not much of an update. I'll hopefully be able to get with Renee. I'm trying to respect her time. This is her big tax season. This is the last week of it. So I did get into the bank. I did get financial access to the general fund, credit card, all that type of stuff. You have to sign over your soul. So got that, all that stuff right. But just like to meet with her, then hopefully I can give you guys an update. Then go from there. If you have any questions, shoot them at me though. So that I know what to ask her to. Wanted some transparency on anything.
Are you going to be attempting to go through each kind of like, those?
I'm gonna try and get like the full on, whatever she will give me for time. It's mainly Denise who goes through it all. And then, once we get to committees, I can kind of talk to them. Hopefully we can.
Make the adjustments to make it.
Yep, we get into the budget and finance.
No, it'll be myself.
Wait, well, he needs to, somebody needs to approve the. I'll motion to approve the.
All those in favor, say aye. All those opposed, same sign. Oh, I did that, sir. I'm up next. Expectation. First off, I'm excited about this year. Like, really am. Really looking forward to the great things that we're going to do. General expectations within these board meetings and what we're doing moving forward. I want no voice to go unheard. And I want to say that again, I want no voice to go unheard. As agenda items and ideas are presented during our meetings, I would ask that we be respectful by giving the presenter our full attention, that we do not attempt to speak over them or hinder their presentations in any way, that we will remain professionals at all times during our meetings. Every decision that we make is in the best interest of our club, members, and volunteers. When we leave this room as board members, we will support the decisions made, whether we voted for or against the decisions made. At the end of the day, our mission is to develop great human beings, to set a foundation of positive organic growth, competitiveness, teamwork, and value for years to come. And for the hockey director and board expectations, it's my expectation that our hockey director will fulfill his or her role by taking care of all hockey-related decisions. Along with hockey committee, if approved, then we'll come to every board meeting and give a report to the board with his decisions or new ideas. If however, he has an idea that affects the club in any way financially, he will then need to get board's approval prior to implementing said idea. It is my expectation of this board to to allow our hockey director to fulfill his role and support him, and only proceed with agenda items that are necessary for running our club from a business and development standpoint as board members. That's what I have. Knocking forward this to everybody. On to committees, and I give the floor to Ms. Lisa.
Alright, so the first committee that I was looking at is establishing the budget and finance committee. Every committee I was hoping that we could have 3 board members as the representatives the more we dabble in and the more we can get, are you guys alright? Okay. The more we can get stuff solved at the committee level, the shorter these meetings will be and the less chaotic it'll be. So if we can have 3 board members on every committee. I don't know if we require them to meet once a month, even if it's 10 minutes, just to check in with each other. Those minutes would have to be recorded, and then the committee minutes would then be presented to the board and you would approve of at every single meeting.
Do you have like an agenda or anything for the budget finance, or is it just secret stuff?
As far as right now.
Well, it's like if we're gonna put it
Right.
down to the.
Right, so there would be like, so what you would do is when we have issues with, ice rentals, well, let's throw this back at budget and finance, see where we're sitting financially, can we afford this? They would vet through it and then come back with a recommendation. They could look at winter classics, they could look at all these type of things, big budget items, we could have to look at contracts, things like that. Essentially, it would be professionals in their field, so the accountant, Justin Bull already said that he would do it, he's a First International Bank representative. So, some of those items can be vetted out by professionals, and then you can get their advice on them. So, if anyone wants to be, 2 people want to be on my committee with me, I was thinking Jamie, Justin. Here, Justin.
Are we forming a new committee right now? I mean, is that like,
Well, we can set the specs out there for it, and then at the end we can we can talk about it and see what we want.
Cause
Yeah. I would be opposed to that, absolutely.
And then I didn't know, Sam, if you wanted to be on that as secretary, or anyone has an interest, it's up to you.
I think so.
Right?
So, I mean,
So then the other one that I had was a governance committee. So we know they all want to kind of go through the bylaws. Whether or not this is a committee thing, I'm not 100% sure if we want all 7 of us to really dabble in this. Basically, the governance committee would go through our bylaws, update the handbooks, policies, make sure that, things aren't just sitting there from 2021, so that when we have issues, you would kind of vet it out to that committee. They would dabble in it. A lawyer would be present for this one, just to kind of give us sound advice. I have been in touch with 3 lawyers. All of them, I told them the expectations would be through email advice. They wouldn't necessarily have to be at our meetings. They did say that one of them gave me a price point, another one didn't give me a price point, and then another one is thinking about it. And then I know Pat had an idea of one as well. So hopefully on the governance committee we could have a lawyer kind of even through email or something so that you could reach out to them on certain things. If you guys would like them here during our meetings, sometimes that is nice, whether it be Zoom. Just to be like, hey, how does this work, or should we do this, or just kind of help the flow of things. So looking into that, I don't have prices for you.
That was gonna be my first question.
Yeah.
Cause I know, from a business standpoint, and keeping one on retainer and talking to him once a week, that could be extra helpful.
Yeah.
Really quick.
And there are options of us being a nonprofit for them to do things pro bono.
There is a group out of, Minot that actually is like for nonprofit organizations, community customers or price. And there's 2 of them.
So,
Well, with
we'll be
that-
the president, and the most important thing be on the governance committee, because that's kind of your job, is to make sure
Right.
some of these things.
But with that, I mean, isn't us as a board only that
Well,
committee?
that was just it. It's just whether or not you can get more things solved, talking about it there, then you just don't wanna end up being in a quorum. So, the governance committee would also set, the president's roles, the secretary roles, the treasurer's roles, they can kind of update all that information. If you guys want to make it meet and set up there. If all of us wanna be involved in it, obviously that's not part of our jobs, but. So just maybe not pass that one and just food for thought, of how we wanna structure that. And then I was just gonna
times I think ultimately, I mean, we're a hockey club. At the end of the day, if there's an issue that we need counsel on, I think at that time we would decide as a club to then seek counsel. But to just have a full-time committee for that, I don't know. I would definitely have to look into this and think about it some more. But I feel like that's what we're on this board for, is to kind of govern and make these decisions ourselves and not have everyone.
And it wouldn't be that we necessarily have that governing us. So that wouldn't be the idea behind it. They would do the legwork on updating their policy, and then they would present it to us, and ultimately it's always going to be the board's decision whether or not to update the handbook and write it differently.
Lisa, can I ask if you could present an idea written to all of us?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see where you're going. I think what we're talking about here is just process and procedures. And I guess I brought this along today. I'll share this with you. This is just one organization in North Dakota that is more hockey boosters. That's a flow chart, and it gives you a clear description. That is actually the second page of the handbook. I think it's very important to know where this chain of command, where we're going with the whole process. It starts with the director, or the president, this board of directors, our hockey director. Then we branch off into committees and so forth and stuff like that. And some of the things that you mentioned, I think are great. I would be excited to be a part of something like that. We could combine, like say, the fundraising committee, as well, to the budgeting committee. There's other things that.
And I don't think any of us can disagree with that.
So I just think, like, as a board member, maybe, how this would look like in my eyes is that when we do find something in the handbook that needs to be updated, we send it to the governance committee and be like, hey, this is my feelings on it. That way you're only directing it to not all 6 of us or 7 of us. We just kind of direct your concerns and the updates to them, and then they can present it to the board. Like, hey, this is so. That one doesn't have to happen right now, but just something to consider. I'll get you that in writing as far as like what that would look like.
And that was like when you talked about, I don't even know all the committees. I'd like to hear what we've done in the past. I know there's quite a few of them that we deleted and had a hockey meeting.
And we actually didn't even start with committees so that long ago. It was maybe 2 years ago that committees process actually started here.
3 years, I think. 3 years ago.
Before we didn't have anything, and then it was all everybody's board's responsibility, and it seemed like it was taking so much time from, get a committee together, kind of hash through it, bring it to the board, that you're not sitting here for 2 hours discussion on this or that, whatever.
Well, we had how many people apply for this position that we're sitting at? We got a lot of interest. A lot of people like that would love to sit on our committees and so forth to help out with these causes.
And I feel too that going back to not to, wanting no voice to go unheard, I think reaching out to the other 10 nominees, for us to, considering them too for participation.
Yeah.
So then my third committee, and then I'll be done, would be marketing and recruitment. So I have my graphic design, Marta has hers, Sam and I work a lot on the social media side along with Lori. So just kind of have this group of people to help with marketing and recruitment. So whenever you get an
concessions, tips, field trailer, fundraising, game and sponsorship. So
everything in the handbook is correct.
that is what it was supposed to look like in 2024. So to feed off of that, my idea is to have these streams. I mean, she kind of had it in these streams, so might take some renaming, a little bit of reconfiguring, but my idea would be to have a hockey committee, and then essentially Tom's the co-chair. We've got one of the board members minimum on there, just because one is a co-chair, other just on there. This one I feel is, I mean, you can open it up to volunteer base, but some of it, I would like to think she might have the background in the next of these decisions, so it's possible that I kind of have handpick some of your members. That's possible. As far as agendas go, basically what they're beginning with, picking each teams, and the levels, picking head coaches for the teams, onboarding with any new coaches, dealing with player valves at each level, helping head coaches pick tournaments and number of games for their respective teams for the season. Any new updated training aids that are needed, whether development and recruitment, discussing apply options and programs, as well as hockey camps, and then just any miscellaneous related items. So that's kind of my idea for the hockey committee. Right? They're basically dealing with anything related as a hockey director and helping bounce ideas, helping us eliminate a lot of.
It's either way, that's it.
So instead of the coaching player development, we just boil this in. That's one idea. Tournament committee, instead of having special camps and special programs, because tournaments is a lot now. With the Winter Classics, I've already got started on this upcoming season, but
Where your camps go then? So
I
you,
got
okay,
the camps will be in the hockey committee, so that flow in the hockey committee, you're gonna be doing options and programs, hockey camps, that. There's probably lessons involved in that, so we'll be able, whatever hockey related this is, and not all of the hockey. That's my idea. Tournament committee, so myself, I've already got started on a lot of stuff, but what I'd like to see that committee entail is at least one committee member per age group that is hosting a tournament, because I was probably 45 to 50 hours throughout the full week as we hosted. So it'd be nice to see somebody kind of take that lead role on there, take an age group perspective when they can. But the agenda would be recruitment to fulfill tournaments, which again, I've already started, we've already got teams registered already. Make sure we got paid, I have listed on there, a lot of stuff. Brackets, locker room assignments, again, our system, email switches from teams, I've sent that out, everybody was on your last year, was mostly part of my email system with them. But this will also entail schedule setup and takedown, like the concourse and things like that, the decor, purchase table, time action items, make sure the check-in table boxes, concessions are posted for sign-ups and filled. Going over the director, president, each chairman from each age level. I have made a duty list, what I did last year that Jennifer took this one weekend that I was up to before. Something everything went well off of that. But we're making sure all the awards, medals, auction merchandise are decided on and ordered, like new designs, if we got new designs, new award styles, whatever. I know we want to get a bigger, better stay-at-home trophy than that one we have, so that's probably where that list. They also have, make sure Rough Riders practice rules, again, something I've dealt with, not a big deal there, we can use a good trace over there. If there's any new ideas regarding tournaments, I know some people have been to other tournaments in either Canada or other parts of the States, that maybe we can implement moving forward. Make sure we have hotel agreements, which we'll be talking about on that later, but in place if we're going to start trying to get something we'll take back from them on rentals for hotels.
two people on that, you know, with them, to bounce some ideas off of them, you know, and they're bouncing ideas off of us. I mean, they might wanna change the whole menu, you know.
Those cheese curds are the number one seller.
I mean, they could get with Kathy, just gonna ask them.
Well,
What do
that's
you need
kinda-
from us? Do you want it to be a committee? Do you want more people involved, or do you guys wanna take it on yourselves?
With,
We'll follow your lead, because you're,
and I think that obviously goes without saying, should be with respect, obviously, just not doing whatever the heck you want, right? If they're not, you know, we're not buying anything and everything, but I just felt like, I don't know if you're gonna continue in the past, supposed to have taken that.
No,
It
it's
just seems like, well, yeah, I seen your name on there, but I don't. So maybe we just give them on that if they want more help, and then if not,
I mean, they always want more help, but no one wants to do it.
so do we still put it out there? You
I mean,
know?
I think you still put it on there, you know, there's gonna be times where Kathy and Darlene won't be around. I won't be around to open concessions, you know, I think there needs to be, try to get some people who.
Another resource to.
Yeah.
Same thing with equipment committee, is that something now we just like, can get a helper and throw her as a contact?
Yeah.
She needs a helper. for
She
sure.
would like a helper,
But shouldn't that be by her choice of who she decides to help her with? That, like, maybe she can run, say like, I want 2 people and
I think if whoever she can find to help with it, I told her I would help, you know, with whatever she needs, but
But you don't have enough.
I feel bad for her, because that's,
then. No, she was
Question
small.
is, do we want her to be, because to me that seems like one of those things where you don't want to.
she didn't really have a
I
committee
think
last
if
year.
she could find 2 more people to help her out, that would be a good thing.
Yeah.
Before, that's what we used to have, was 3 people, we had more strong, we had.
So do we just put that out for everybody, and then see who signs up, because people.
What do you guys think of, like going back to the process? You got all these functions, all our committees. We got 7 board members, 7 committees that have been developed or are developed. In my personal experience, instead of the board discussing, the 7 heads, one committee and their issues and what we need to do, we delegate to each one of our city board members the responsibility of controlling or taking control, responsible, being accountable for that committee. So if Kathy Scarma is the president of the concessions committee, I'm gonna be this board member that's gonna represent Kathy Scarma. But I feel like you get too many heads, too many people accountable for the same thing, nothing is accountable. You know, you have one person should be accountable for each little thing. I mean,
So I think you could have 3 board members, and one of those members is the chair of the committee, and then that way they bring back that information for the committee.
Right.
Then you also have 2
That's-
other people for checks and balances, and that way, for the most part, as many of us as we can have vetting out that issue, because then by the time it comes to here, it's like,
Right.
they already went through it. We
And that
just-
vetting process would be like, so Kathy had an issue with me, or an issue, I would bring it to the board, rather than Kathy calling every one of us, you know, I mean, there's people out there that just get on the phone and start going crazy with this stuff, but if we have the process in order, Kathy goes to me, I present it to the board, we vet it, we discuss it, and we deal with it.
Yeah.
And I'll take that to Kathy, vice versa.
And that's kind of where I know in our handbook or bylaws, one of the 2, one board member needs to be each committee.
Right.
So I'm just kind of going through basically my ideas of agenda items, is you got all of them and looking at you're gonna have with the expectation that yes, each one of us is gonna be on this one. That makes sense.
The big thing is when you do have 3, you do get more accomplished, that, okay, them 3 agree, and when they bring it to the board, well, you're kind of like, wow, these 3 did agree, you know, that's their recommendation, I mean, that's how everything is run through the school board and everything, you know, that's why you have a committee of 3 members, always, you know, you have your budget, finance, and transportation, and everything, so we could bring it too, but it just went so much smoother, you know, better.
And I'm good with 3 and 1 being the chair, I have no issue with that.
That would put each of you on 3 different committees, or 7 committees.
I have one more,
Second.
and I have one more
Yeah, Dave is, you know, he's the one that, the rough rider said, gave him the okay to sign off. Everybody that
So you-
trained him, and then he actually got it where, Peterson can sign off on him. So, I mean, honestly, it's,
So that was just kind of the, I think the facility obviously is great to have sustained, and I think, you know, we're having this and driver scheduling issue, I think that's where that facility committee should be in, kind of taking charge of that, so if you got scheduling, you know, Zen driver training, maintaining anything hockey related in the building, that's not about my responsibility. You're taking care of ice takedown and all these things, we're not going to do as is, I'm just presenting it, and then any other ideas with that, so that was my last.
So what I can do is for everyone on these committees, I can have a description, I can give with Jamie and make a task. So each committee will have a description and the task that we come up with, and then we'll just, make sure everybody likes what's on there, you know, cause we can't send that out, you know, without it being in a form or spread information, and then we can just pass it to, can we put it on specialty?
if you would have done
Put on the channel, we can pass the committees as a specialty, once it's all written down, everybody can see it.
So with that being said, here in the bylaws, it says the president shall be a member ex officio of all committees except for nominating committee. So would we let Intel need to be part of every committee as one of the three? Or would there be 3 plus myself?
No. And when we looked at that last year when we were doing all the committees, and we were like, wow, that means the president's at 7 board meetings, you know, and so we just said, no, we're gonna, you be on this and this and this, and you be on this and this, you know, so we were thinking the same thing last year when we were doing all that, we were like, wow, the president's got to be at 7 of these, so he's one member, you know, of all these things.
So that could be better if like even the director tried to have as many meetings as possible so that, you know,
But for myself, like, I stand by these bylaws, like, if it states here like it does, that I should be, like, I don't have the problem with doing it. I'm just, I'm worried. I'm worried. But like, I just want to follow these as written.
the only problem with that is then that would be a quorum and you just push it on to 3 other ones.
So just put 2 in myself.
Forward.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's, you can do it that way, or you can amend it.
Or is it worth amending the bylaws over that, or would there be an issue with just be willing to take those?
Thing is you could not meet 5 days a week, you know.
Well, I mean, I'm here 6 days a week as it is, so.
We're here to, I mean, that's.
Yeah, I think the idea is to delegate other board members to help you out, right?
Cause otherwise,
I
it's,
see that.
it'll be less where you guys would all have a voice, you know what I mean? It's essentially you taking away.
I really think, in my opinion, it would be a mistake to have 3 of us in charge of individual committees. I think it needs to be accountable for one of us, board members, to pick a role that you're passionate about, but is your core focus, and budget, finance. At least
So I would be the chair and then you would be on it with me.
Right, well, so, and that's so, I guess where I'm concerned about is, you know, I know we don't have a conflict of interest policy, but when you have, let's just say, Jamie is president, Jamie's on the disciplinary committee, Jamie's the coach, Jamie has 3 sons in hockey. I mean, you can see where it gets a little, you start questioning some things, you know, is Jamie in charge of everything? Because, I mean, he's got his hands in everything. But if you keep it solely responsible for the individual to be accountable for whatever function that is assigned to them that they receive, it's their responsibility to bring that to the board to discuss, debate, that, and all that. that decision prior to coming to the board. You know?
Yeah, and I just hope everyone,
I think you, the committee, needs to be involved in that decision.
I see both sides. I think the three-person system works because then you only have three of the seven in agreement. If you have a one-person system and then the others of us don't agree with that decision that one person came up with, now you're back to having that.
So it's
That's
actually,
completely-
then we need one more person to get a quorum. And all that takes is you three are off to the side doing your thing, just like, okay, I need one more person, we can bring this to the board and make this pass. That's what I don't like about that. It's a conflict of interest.
Absolutely.
If one person brings it to the board, let's discuss it as a whole. Let's not think of ways of how we can get this passed to the board prior to getting to the board. And that's, you're getting really close to a conflict of interest there. And that's,
So I see both sides. I'm putting
I would say,
Like for past experience with other clubs, their model is more utilized. And that's just from what I've seen with other hockey clubs. 3 board members on the committee seems really heavy to me. 2 possibly, but from what I've seen, all right.
So,
I just think, too,
The model that you're discussing is.
with the 2, if we have 2, because obviously what I'm not gonna do is go against this.
So pretty much, if we're only gonna have one, John's the one, he's gonna be at all these meetings if you don't have three.
But could we, why couldn't we do 2?
Well, because he was just saying that one board member should just be on a committee, but if you're gonna go by that, then you're the only one coming to the meeting.
Well, and I'm fine with that, but for the simple
Yeah.
fact that I refuse to go against this. Like, and I know that sounds maybe outlandish, but at the end of the day, like, this is
so
what we all
maybe
do.
make it where there's 3, but that chair of that person goes and communicates with you directly. And then you are aware before every meeting what that committee had decided, because typically that's how it works. I can tell you, we've been on school board for 4.5 years, that this is how it works, because we trust our committees. Okay, I trust those 3 board members that in good faith, they're gonna be making decisions on the best interests of all the kids in this club. So I trust you, I want you on the committee, I want all 3 of you on it, because I don't think you're gonna go and pass your own personal agenda. That way when it does come up here, it's like I have my 3 trusted board members, I believe, I trust them, I believe in faith that they vetted through this. Does that mean you blindly approve what they say? Absolutely not, you know, they have to be able to explain why I'm presenting something to you. But, I think keeping all of us involved, we all wanna be involved, that's why we're all on this, you know, we all wanna be, on the committees that we're passionate about. So, I just feel like it.
But I think that's the idea of designating committees, so you agree with, you trust what they're gonna do.
and I think in a perfect world that's what is happening, and I have no reason to believe otherwise here. But, trust is a big part of what I've seen in past city board meetings, and only a couple. No disrespect to the other previous board members, but there was a few meetings that I was at, it was a little dysfunctional. And I can give examples, but, I'm not gonna go there. And it's created one person to leave, and, you know, I think, I don't wanna repeat that past. I don't know why Andy left, doesn't matter anymore. But everyone has an idea, and it's just, it's something that, I think helps control that a little bit easier when you have one person accountable for each committee.
That was one thing that we didn't do well last year, was committees meeting.
No, there was no. I mean, I'm sure the fundraising tournament had
Yeah.
meetings and stuff, but.
But I mean, like,
Those minutes need to be tracked too. and they
yeah,
need to be
that way,
presented to the board so that
there
we
wasn't
all
really
understand
notes
something.
capped, you know, there'd be notes capped on these.
I know the first year we did, like,
Yeah.
Crystal Heiser needed
Yep.
meeting minutes and stuff like that, or.
Well, not that I don't have a lot on my plate, per our bylaws, like, I'm good with the 3, I want to be one of the 3. Even so being that if
cautious to see if this is the path we want, you know, and we can all think on this. I look at the budget and finance. I mean, I think there should be 3 board members on that, and you get 3 or 4 experts that are money people that, you know, they're looking at it going, guys, you guys are doing good, or no, you better look at doing something different. You know, I mean, that's why they're in the great people.
So, I mean, obviously we keep talking about this, but with these, are these the committees that we are going to approve, and then can we just work this out at the next meeting on who's gonna be on it? I mean, otherwise we can just sit here and talk about it.
But we should get that working doc sent out to everybody so that we can see who wants to even participate on that.
So the working, you mean out to all members then? Okay.
The only one would be budget and finance and then possibly governance. I don't know. For sure fundraising, you want as many helpers as you can get.
Yeah, and then,
So it sounds like someone needs to take a role, provide all our community functions, and who's gonna be, and how we're gonna attain it, how we're gonna control it, discuss it, debate it, all that good stuff.
So, my thoughts are, does anybody have a committee that was presented that I would like to see?
I think the only one,
That was presented. The reason I'm saying that is because that might be.
I guess, you know, did you add 1 or 2? Maybe
I didn't, I read.
I couldn't quite hear you there.
he was a little,
Kind of reorganized the naming of them and took tournament itself basically and made a hockey committee that would deal with coaches, all those things. Kept the facility, kept the fundraising, kept the disciplinary, where it was added agenda items to that committee list, which we can hash out.
I think we should get it sent out. These are the communities that
yes.
money was born.
so is this something that we're gonna want descriptions on though, that, yeah, I can do it. Okay.
Right, so I got,
Yeah, he's got it.
He's got the description on his, if Lisa, which I'm sure she already has, the description for the budget comments.
Another thing that I wanted to throw in for the governance committee would be a mission and strategic plan. So a mission statement, that one of the things that is, you know, it's recommended about nonprofits and we're not quite there. It's a lot of work to that too, to have a strategic plan, but then you can get with the hockey director to come up with that vision. So we got some rules to follow.
And for like something like the hockey committee, is that something we just throw out to everybody, or it's like, do we all want to come up with a certain amount, like this, yeah?
So
a selection of people?
I believe according to our policy is we don't necessarily have to accept everybody, and I'm not saying that to be a jerk about anything, but I mean, I would want somebody on the budget and finance committee that has no background.
Yes. Well, and same with hockey, right? I mean,
Exactly, so.
ideally, you'd like to see people with hockey have a lot of hockey experience outside of Watford City.
And that's where to the point of the hockey committee being that he's the hockey director, and when I really board, doesn't matter. Him and the chair, aka the board member that takes that spot with him, be able to vet the applicants and review the document. If it's not filled to their liking, they can try to ask other members if they are interested.
And then also the disciplinary committee as well, right, that's gonna be non-members, members outside.
That was the one thing, I had 5 people with 0 ties, I know on the previous one we had.
And I think that's where we could have our lawyer too, as advisory on it.
So when it comes to the hockey committee, why are we, having, you mentioned having a chair, board of directors also sitting on the hockey committee with our hockey director. Why? He has a seat at our table already.
Because in our, I believe in our bylaws, one member has to be one.
I think it goes back to that thing you said around, right, where the chain of command,
Yeah.
where the board of directors sits above the hockey director.
Well, that's,
So that would be kind of co-chairing with.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, obviously Tom is the idea around all hockey.
Yes. But I mean,
Somebody.
for our policy,
Yeah.
bylaws, minimum one member has to be part of each.
Yeah, I didn't read that, I missed that.
Okay, so I just wanna go through this just to make sure we have it. So I have the budget and finance committee, we have governance committee, marketing, recruitment, hockey committee, tournament committee, fundraising, sponsorship, there was a third one in that. Disciplinary, concession, equipment, facility committee, but where does the camps fall under?
Hockey.
Okay,
With the governance committee,
okay.
I've done some research on that, and I would like us all to do before we decided on that, because ultimately, I think that's the seven of us in this person from our research.
So if we're going to approve this, if this is something that we need to discuss, should we leave the governance committee off until we discuss that more? We can always add a committee, right? Okay,
You can have a committee anytime.
anytime. So if this is something that you would like to discuss more, we can just leave that one off to approve today?
Correct.
Okay,
So if I understand the rest of them, nobody has an issue with those, that would be discussed for. Correct. And then we just decide we're gonna hold off on concessions as well, if we wanted to speak to that one first, or just.
I say we add it. Yep.
Equipment one, we're just doing
I don't-
to Katie that asked for help. or-
Yeah, is that even gonna be a committee?
Yeah,
or
it
should
would be,
just-
it would be never a committee.
What's on the,
Is that something that we're just gonna leave off then?
I would just put her on that contact, remember like our admin, like registrar, and that type of contact is, and then we can just tell Katie that mine come
So disciplinary, we're not having any, we're gonna try not to have any members.
out. I would like to see that,
Okay.
it doesn't, one person.
So maybe we'll wait on the disciplinary and we can write it out, and I'd like to maybe more vision of that, and then that one could be added and after. Okay, they, under tax season, so
Alright, so we're gonna need a motion.
Okay, read through here, I got hockey tournament, fundraising, sponsorship, gaming. We're holding off on that, concessions,
Wait, what are we holding off on?
I'm just throwing myself.
Okay.
Concessions, facilities, budget and finance, and marketing and recruitment. Those are the committees we are looking to move forward with today. To my knowledge, right? Everybody was. And then our task is to come up with a general description, before Sam puts it out to the team.
You want to put the
assessor, the scheduler, because those are all on the website of the committees.
They're on the admin side, on the board.
Okay, so
They're not on committee.
we don't need that.
Okay.
Sounds good. What was it?
Board book?
Oh yeah, board book. Okay, so I actually have some printed out. I remember doing that. So basically what happens with board book is it's an online resource and you can drag PDFs, you can drag documents. So say I want you to see it, but I don't want to have a quorum, but I want you to be able to be prepared for the meeting. So like Keith's presentation, we could have got it a week ago, we all could have looked at it, that way we would have had our questions ready for him when he comes in. It's really handy, it also records minutes for you. It's just, us seven would be the only ones with access to this. So instead of Sam doing all this work, you know, what agenda items do you want on there, we'd all be able to have kind of like what, essentially she would run it, but we'd be able to add documents that you would want on there to share with each other. Almost like the Dropbox, like what we have, but more organized and be able to.
And then so in the meetings, like you said, you can like hold them in minutes, stuff, would that be laptops, like you would bring your laptop in with you and stuff like that?
Yeah, so then you'd be able to click on it when there's a motion, you know, and say, and you'd be able to select the two people's names. Is that what we're asking?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be way faster. We use it at school board. I know there was another one that you were kind of looking at that you had a recommendation on. What was it called again? So just a way for us to all be on the same page and communicate better. I think good faith that we need to, I don't like when things are added on last minute. I like to be able to vet it out, ask the president the questions that I need to ahead of time. You know, so even if by Friday, we could have the agenda done. And then that gives us the weekend to kind of like ask the expert or ask whoever, you know, how we feel about a certain item. And then you come into the meeting prepared and it's like less debating. So here's the paper list. If you wanted to look at the website, I'm giving you paper for a paper list. Paper list option. Just something to look at. I haven't had a quote from them.
Because rundown of this essentially says it sounds like it's just an organization tool, right, for us to utilize for our meetings. What is, if any, the ultimate cost?
So I haven't had a quote from the place yet. I was just seeing if this is something that you guys would be interested in. But they're the one guy told me he wasn't really sure around the $2,000 range. I don't know if that's a 3 or 5 year, whatever. So
Because I
think
mean,
it's
I
more
really
information.
like organization, I love it.
Yeah.
It sounds great, I just happen to see the brass tacks essentially.
Yeah, and then so I'll look into that other one that's there. So what's it? Slack.
I've heard of that one.
See if I can get it out.
So is this something that we maybe want to take from this meeting?
Yeah, this is more just informational, like what you guys think. I don't know what on it yet. And then the logo, I did get an update, so if you guys, last September, I started trademarking the logo on behalf of the club. Zoe is a lawyer out of, I think, Florida. She's a trademark lawyer. And it takes up to a year for a trademark on the logo to happen. She said she hasn't heard anything yet, was the last email, so I was just updating you guys
registration fees. So Lori asked, I sent you guys an email, she said that she would like to get going on the sports engine to get registration up for when we're ready, like for the early bird and stuff like that. So she just asked that we kinda approve the registration costs, if, you know, if we build registration masters. Good, so she can get started on that, or
What's the time frame she needs to know?
well, she said USA Hockey opened up April 1st. So she could get going on the registration. Is
Registration's a lot, all that sort of stuff, so.
Takes work to show up.
And our early one starts June.
I mean, we do have a month to our next meeting, you know,
Did you want to vet into budget and finance to see if it needs to increase? Or if they recommended that? At the next meeting, we approve it, will that be enough?
Well, that's my question, some of that's what I want to do.
Do we need to have 2 meetings a month? And like even like through a whole summer, you know, while we're counting out some of these things, just have 2 meetings, it could be shorter even, just so we can get things done, or what do you feel?
the thing that if we do 2 meetings, I recommend you put 5 top ticket items for that meeting, and you hammer them out, you know, instead of a whole agenda. Get 5 of your top things that, okay, we need to get this done, we need to get this done, we need to get this done, and you work on, you know,
I agree with that, Matt. I think right now, I mean, this is the planning season, we're setting up, make sure for success now. So, you put the work in now, make sure it's all winter, like, well, these
Say 100 minutes where you would be putting, whoever's gonna be completing that action item. For accountability stakes.
who's completing what item right now? Who's completing what item right now?
yeah.
So, you're bringing it to the table, we approve it, whatever, and then it falls on Jamie Jelson to complete. And you're putting his name on the minutes, so we know that next time we come back, we can go, hey, Jamie.
Yeah, I haven't passed, maybe, or like passed it, how to look into it, or, you know. Like I said, George last time, maybe we'll look into.
Yeah, I just wanna make sure, we can come back.
So.
So that registration ideas, is that, are we squeezing budget and finance committee that we don't even have yet established too thin?
So I can tell you right now with our registrations last year, looking at it, and that does include, where did I see that is? The registrations did include like, Aussies and stuff too. Altogether it was like $81,000, and that's in registration fees and stuff like that. Tournaments, I think we paid like for our Cisco tournaments was $33,000, and it's about $14,000 a month to keep the ice on it. So do we,
88,000 for registration fees was all last year.
yeah.
That includes.
Oh, here it is. So registration fee, equipment rental was $68,000. Or regular season was $68,000, spring season was $9,000, equipment rentals were $2,000. Open hockey, I don't really know what that was, but that was $375. And then other was $1,000, so the total registration fee, equipment rental was $81,000.
What's registration fee per player?
Just depends. We are the
What's the
lowest.
range, kind of?
When it's all said and done, you're probably, you wear a squirt that's $450, I think it was
I
last
think
year.
we use it for 50. But I think, what I think, like,
Jamie Bill, I can use like 600.
No, it's 900 or 1,000.
Was that?
And that's the player entire season.
Yeah.
That's everyone.
only reason we've done that is, and it's no different than not Chicago. Holy cow!
That's cheaping it up for.
She could go more across to Chicago, you might be recruiting right there. My goodness.
It's affordable, right?
Oh, but it is, it's affordable, it's the keys to join the, try to get them.
That's the number one thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't
I have
the one that you said no.
I have right here, junior gold, 19U, 600. That was early bird. Then
Yeah.
650, then 750 for so the normal registration price was 650. Then you get the band, which is 500. I'll just go normal rate. You know, we're gonna take out 50 late, and we're at 50. Looks like Pee-wee's 450, sports 400, and then AU was 125.
And it used to be free.
But I guess my question is like, obviously, hockey is an expensive sport, we know that, especially for somebody that's got 4 kids in it. Has anyone ever looked at, you know, where we compare to other places within the state, like Williston, Bismarck?
We're Bismarck.
Because I know, like, I mean, we're talking about Texas, you know, it was $2,500, and that didn't include your jerseys. I mean,
$6,000 for Pee-wees in Chicago. Yes, double A.
I mean, we definitely don't want to drive people out of the price. I was just curious if anyone had looked, because from what I've seen in other places, just hearing from other people outside of the club.
And I think that's a great advertising for this club. We're the lowest hockey club in the state as far as registration fees.
What's the nicest building?
Yeah, exactly. I think we can make our money off the tournaments. We have a beautiful facility. We're in a great location. We're bringing in lots of teams. I think we'll keep it where it is and try, you know, even if we got a couple more tournaments to make more money.
I actually just had one idea. It was only for the AU. They'll test out the new program. No other thing. I think to get the girls program up, I think at that level, we should offer free, and we can trim the boys down from 25 to 50 or 100 somewhere.
Because, and to piggyback off of that, I'm gonna use myself as an example. Like, today where I stand, you're never gonna find anybody that loves this sport more who didn't play the game. You might find someone that's equal, but I think, you know, having a football, baseball background, hockey is my favorite sport, and I can say that without any hesitation. But what got me to that point was my child getting to go out here and experiencing hockey for the first time. And there's so many people that even within our community that I've spoken with, Pat, you know, some of them, you know, they simply say hockey's outrageously expensive. We don't even know if we don't like the sport, and we don't. I mean, I'm not paying that amount of money just to figure out whether my kid wants to play. So for that younger group, maybe if it's just you know, 6 and under, however, like just something to look into. I feel, and I know that we do the try hockey for free, but like, let's be real, that's not really hockey. That's just getting out there and kids falling down and not. Maybe we should look at like at what level. Maybe it's 8 and under. Then we provide it for free. Because what's going to end up happening is I think there's a lot of potential within our community that's not tapped just due to that. And if we're able for them to come out and have a season, maybe, you know, they get hockey's for free and it's $50 for the equipment or something, you know. But it's then for those parents that are on the bubble or just, let's face it too, there's people from all over the world that come to Wofford City for work. And like, they're not interested, but if they see that it's free and they get to experience the season and fall in love with the sport the way that I did, I think that's another way of getting our numbers up. And essentially it starts at the youth level.
We actually used to do it for free. I didn't really do anything for it, not really, we actually just lost money. I don't think it should be for free.
I don't either.
I
I look at it at $125 per AU kid.
it's not much.
I mean,
Actually,
It's nothing.
that's nothing, and I see what, I mean, yes, it does cost a lot of money, trust me, you know, and so I goes and you look at it, though, and I see sometimes, okay, well, we can't afford this, but God, maybe they can afford a pack of smokes or something like that.
Right.
Priorities, come on.
And I don't think the registration fee is the issue. I think it's people see hockey as expensive because, you know, every weekend we're 4 hours away and
what's
you're
the cost of
$1,000
the
every time you go away for a weekend.
Travel baseball. What's it cost?
So through the rack, if you go through the rack, it's like $50.
What about,
Football.
is there travel club here?
Yeah, but it's the, like, to Brody's point, it's the travel
Yeah.
that's so expensive.
Right.
So then that brings me to my next point, is like, should all the AU teams travel, or should there be,
That's
I may have commented here.
That's the whole point of the hockey committee act. Is to figure it out now.
And that's something that I'm doing a lot of just considerations on in planning and spitballing and having conversations with people, because I think there needs to be some changes to the program. I don't know how, but there's rumors floating around that I'm gonna make half the club all rec hockey and all that. I don't know where all that stuff gets started. Because there's no basis to that whatsoever, but there's gotta be a different way than what we did last year. Yeah, but that's great when we get to my point here. My question is though, travel baseball here, what would it cost per season? Registration?
So, I don't do travel baseball.
Okay, travel baseball for us, I know that in the past organization that we had, that I was a part of here locally, you were like at the 10U level, 10, 12U level, you were probably looking at $200 registration. And then, but it was obviously, and then if you look now, my travel schedule was this big, now our travel schedule's quadrupled in size, so at the end of the day, it goes to the travel is where the expense is in travel baseball.
Yeah, I mean, back then when you travel, I mean, you guys traveled to Iowa, you guys went to the Field of Dreams, I mean,
Yeah.
them aren't short trips, I mean, so.
Yeah, this year New York's on the schedule, so I mean, it's,
I know that when Jason did the travel, it was free because one of the parents ended up donating it for any.
well, I think year to year it was it's a basis, because you find all
If you do park and racks, it's like $50.
Alright, is football about the same then?
50 is, football is $75 a day, but they supply all the mats.
Gotcha. Yeah, football usually does that. I mean, I think the price where you guys are at, and I've been in a lot of markets for hockey, you guys are playing about 10% of what a lot of other places are playing. And I think getting that information somehow communicated out to people would be beneficial. I mean, because I hear walk around this building all the time, I think it's and stuff, like it's expensive, and I'm like, you have no idea, you know, you have absolutely no idea how expensive it could be. I think what does kill you is like, you know, at least in Chicago, you've got 50 teams to play from within an hour's drive. So you don't have to overnight hotel stays up or anything here. You're kind of staying in a hotel.
3 hours,
you know,
Yeah.
all travel expenses get you, but I mean, it's really inexpensive, especially for a facility like this.
I guess the biggest thing to my idea was mainly that the girls at the AU level would be for free to try to bump the numbers.
Well, just girls.
because the girls is so
It's not bad.
low.
Well, yeah, no, I have a cost for the boys.
Yeah. Just to get.
Just think at the AU level, period. Because I mean, we're trying to recruit, retain at that level, so we're building the level, trying to build from the bottom up. Maybe courts, build from high school, we should build from those, a lot of girls want to start.
You guys have money, why the girls are going.
I don't, but I think it's just another reason we have to be ties.
The only thing is, all this is good unless it's not being marketed and actually explained to people, you know, that you're just missing out on money. So that would go up the marketing and recruitment team.
Yep, which would work, in
Figure
my
out a way
opinion,
of,
with the hockey committee when it comes to player retention.
so that's another thing I was saying, the hockey committee could go to the marketing team and say, hey, we need this, you know, to help us try and recruit.
I've got a couple pieces already. I didn't know you actually had a marketing.
We don't, we
Well,
just.
Okay, so that's new.
That's
by the way, the rest of the committees, I'm 100% up with as many as possible. I've not received any invites historically, especially to any other committees, so. If I know, yeah, I mean, if we're gonna have committees, I'm happy to attend as many of those meetings as possible. But yeah, I've got some marketing pieces already, which I'd love to have some public talking about.
That was my one idea, that's extra.
The other thing though is like, keep in mind, like, it's a lot of work, it's a cost, you know, you have to have programs, you have to be able to put in time. I can't even count the amount of hours that I put into like designing and doing that type of stuff. So I get having this committee, but also like being respectful to like, that they're gonna be volunteers and maybe we need to look into possibly doing, you know, some professional advertising. I hope we don't because of the amount of money that we've saved by being able to have that time in-house, but somebody to look for, and I think they would let you know when we're getting overwhelmed with stuff, so.
Okay, so back to like the registration fees, is that something that we kind of want to discuss and maybe we can do that at the special meeting and kind of an answer, or do we want to just keep the fees as is? And as it is right now, all first year players are free. So any girls that sign up, first year players, they'd be free anyway, so do we really need to go and reconstruct it? Should we just keep the fees as is for this season and then see how it goes? That way you have a better understanding of where things are coming in at?
And I know from sports we can say, where I'm almost certain, I can say 100%, but I'm almost certain because I've done this before, that the whole registration process, you can have that all done and go in.
You can go
Before
change.
publish it, you can change the number.
Yeah.
So like, she can get a head start with all of that.
Yeah.
You know, and then I don't think you need to come to that number yet, because I think it's at least, I recommend you just for discussions in regards to programs before you just run those numbers and give these an opportunity as well to get a role, treasurer's standpoint.
Okay, I don't mind that idea to let Lori get at least rolling on setup and then table it for discussion.
Maybe not the special meeting, because I feel like we're overloading that, we'll just bring it up to the following.
Next month's good.
Next month's meeting.
That'll give people time to do their own particular research if they want. Numbers, Lisa, hopefully we'll have time to look at it. Treasurers will want to see what makes sense and what doesn't.
Well, I think we discussed a lot of positive things that the marketing committee can use. You know, just simply, we're the cheapest club in the state. We don't, it doesn't cost anyone admission fees to come in like they do with high school basketball and stuff. I mean, we're super affordable.
Yeah.
You know, and to tack on that, I think one of our, as a club, or as a board group, I think our main focus should be fundraising. I mean, instead of worrying about, say, you know, we were in a bad situation, we're thinking about increasing our registration fees, let's think about fundraising. We live in, look at where we live. I mean, the money's there.
And especially taking, and then too, because no one wants to wash cars in the winter time, obviously, but I mean, there's a lot that we can do between now and season to begin with the establishment of that committee to fundraise going into the season.
So I ain't gonna mention the name, but everyone knows who I'm talking about. But at the end of every season, every year as a business, you have an obligation to pay taxes. Well, there's a lot of tax accounts will tell you this. And one in particular told me this is that I have more issues finding people or finding places for people to dump their money into. That's one of this person's biggest problems. Literally, at the end of the year, finding places for them to put money, invest money into charitable, whatever the case may be, because they're paying enormous amount of taxes.
Well, that's why we started that.
Yeah, oh, exactly.
That's why we wanted that,
Yeah.
and so when you can get that to $1 million, I mean, you're gonna have $100,000 operating a year to use, a year to operate.
Yeah.
And
That's like a huge 2-year plan right there. I mean, we get to that point, yeah, this is easy to see.
So do we need a motion to do this, to approve this, or just tell her to go ahead and do it?
I think just tell her to go ahead and do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Table it, price points, and tell next meeting. Yeah. Something that we could let that person
it was our accountant that was like, hey, you know, so, when it was all said and done, it was our accountant that did all the legwork, that convinced them, because they've been giving the doctor everything for the last
Yeah, just.
few years.
They know, and we can't clear it until everybody.
You look at it from a budget and finance, and possibly, I mean, they did try to recruit grants, you know, they'd be the people that kind of. It might just take all of us to, we all have connections and.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, something, like,
Are you moving on, John?
moving on.
Coaching and hockey director.
Okay, well, here's some good news. 6-week OPT program has driven now about 20% of the registration fees drove last year. We're up to about $20,000 for OPT. In revenue, 19,941, I think was the precise number. We have about 46% of our members participating, over 90 skaters, which I think for year one offering is a good start. Was hoping to break 50%, and I think that subscribers may still come in and we end up doing that. So I'm excited about that. In regards to recruitment, I see that someone put a bullet there for that. The best way to recruit people is to win a lot. We gotta get better at that. I mean, because we're spread from the teams are winning. I'm going to schedule a couple of try hockey frees. Minimally one before they take the ice down, and possibly 2 of them. So I will give you guys an update on that at the next meeting. And I think that's all I have for now. I don't have a whole lot.
Is there a cutoff date for the OPT?
No, I mean, if someone wants to register late, I just prorate it. You know, I know that there's actually a couple of people had problems with the registration thing that they're trying to get fixed. There was one family said they don't necessarily have the funds right now. Can we do this next week? I was like, yes, fine, that's no problem. So, you know, I mean, if someone wants to jump in just for the last 3 weeks, I'm good with it. Yeah, absolutely. Any hour that we can get on the ice, we're going to try and make them better.
Do you think you could write up some sort of description of that for our handbook that we could actually place in there so that whenever we're adding services or adding whatever it is, there's kind of like an explanation of what it is, what it entails, how to register?
Yeah.
I think
I did one, yeah, in the last
Do
meeting,
you
I
feel
think I
like we should
did.
go into our handbook if this is gonna be something that we?
I think that's kind of an annual basis, so global PT is a program where they're performance training that, like, you know, just from a branding perspective, you know, this one's heavily focused, this is OPT spring, it's heavily focused on skating, okay, we don't skate all the time.
It doesn't hurt to put it in or how to change your policy.
Yeah, you know, but I mean, you know, I'll give this sheet out as well, because I should touch on what Brody had for his passes on. I gave these out actually to the newcomers about 2 months ago at one of these board meetings, so nothing's really changed in regards to it, because I don't know when we're getting ice back on, but this was the spring, summer program that, like I said, I gave the board 2 months ago. So right now we're through the drop-ins, adult drop-ins, we did those as well. The figure skating thing's going on behind you right here. This first 19 through LTP stuff that started on April 8th, that's in process right now. That's OPT spring. We have these other camps in the middle and some other events as well listed. These are the ones that I'm aware of on these dates. We got Mario's coming twice, Planet Hockey, Paul Robert, 4-on-4 leagues is something I'd like to do, but it's going to depend on when we get ice back. And that's a very gray area right now that has me honestly quite nervous. Then the next where it's the TBD dates, that would be OPT fall, which would be fall conditioning, pre-tryouts, all of that. Want to run that for 6 weeks, leading right into the tryout session. Again, depending upon ice and when we want to actually determine when exactly our tryouts are, which I'd like to move on this year. And then the additional items at the bottom are all dependent upon ice availability 10 small groups. Yakubov, Frazier, myself, that's my guys from Chicago. Training trainers, coaches on the ice with me again. Go Robert, I'd like to get back in here. I'd like to do the LTS, LTP kids. I want to keep them going as much as possible. One of the things about recruitment and retention is the more you keep the kids engaged, the more you're going to retain them, and their skills will develop quicker. Banners are going to do a checking clinic, and then I also want to have a fan. But again, dates are blank because I just don't know the advice.
I think that locker room was meant to be.
Yeah, it's supposed to be crossed out. I don't know if that would be crossed
It's
out.
supposed to be trucks.
That's supposed to be trucks, but I've never heard anything else in regards to trucks.
Pee-wees and junior bowl 3 times.
Yep.
What's the thought behind that?
Older kids, more training. So I would probably include 14 maybe 3 times. This is still a draft that I'm going through. The lower level sports mics twice a week. Again, I gotta make sure everything fit and throw on my I can, yes, 3 times a week. That's number frequency of the week. So, I gotta be able to fit those in for Monday to Thursday schedule as well. But pleased with OPT start, off to a good start. Extra.
I know I mentioned to you a couple weeks ago, but like families with 3 or 4 kids.
Yep.
With a lot. I
They were told that you could
that
discount.
it was. They were told it was.
Yeah, we discussed that at 25%
Okay.
per kid.
Yeah. It was
For the second kid, 25%, third kid, that's 25%. Yeah.
So then, money's related with that, so then does that need to be written down so that everybody can see, transparency with that discount?
Did the registration correlate that way?
The multiplayer, I have to go back with Lori and look. I haven't checked that yet since I went to Chicago.
So we probably find that out first.
Yeah, I can check with Lori tomorrow morning.
Because that might also help get numbers up too, right?
Yeah, that might add a few more kids.
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
And
But
maybe
yeah, the sport's good.
maybe just add that to the description of the website that.
Yeah, and I can send out an additional email, let anyone know if they want to sign up late. Like, cause all the groups are pretty full except for junior gold.
Well,
And I'm gonna move those few kids next weekend with the bands.
and maybe
So
this
they
spring
might
session
feel them.
doesn't get added for the fall session to make sure that that's like done after that.
Yeah, and I would anticipate that junior gold would fill in the fall because everyone's in good shape for the season, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's the Bantam group and you got a lot of multi-sport kids there, golf,
Yeah.
high school
Yeah.
golf, they're
Yeah.
doing right now, you got high school golf, or then baseball started, I mean,
And I sent out
like the Pee-wees and sport levels, they their rec programs don't start here until after school, so
but I
they can
included in the communication, like if you miss a session due to Warriors or whatever, come to a similar age group for the next day. There's flexibility with it, we're just not locked in, I can only go to the PE skate. You might skate with sports the next day, but we're doing the same things and they're not gonna slow you down, or you're skating up with bands. It's your choice to do that, just let me know ahead of time so I can manage what the numbers are, but people have flexibility to come, kids want to skate 3 times a week as opposed to 2, I have a problem with that. More kids we can get on the ice better, we're making these hockey players. Packed players. Yes, sir. Good start with that. And again, we didn't have any type of revenue streams last year, so we're going to up to an additional $20,000 in the club. In revenue. And I think it's priced extremely competitively. It's half the price of what our regular weekends is, I think. It's considerably less than what weekends with some of these other camps. And
Anything else?
That's it for me.
I do have something I'd like to ask about. So, I've got some feedback from a few people, and what they're looking for from you, Tom, is your goals. biography needs to be on the website.
Absolutely.
I agree with that as well.
We did put it on Facebook, so it was announced on Facebook. I don't know how many people actually go to our website and look at our website. I do,
So
but.
can I have to Sam to see if we need to add it to the agenda, or can someone just put the bio from town and just?
Yeah, the bios are done, you guys have that, I know.
I have
I agree though, it's been driving me nuts since.
Yes, and in fact, when I go look at other hockey clubs, one of the first things I look at is their director's bio. Absolutely, one of the first things I go look at.
To include what you had reiterated in the meeting, because I just continuously hear, is it too far-fetched? I mean, you're here daily. Is there a time that you can allot an hour, hour and a half to put on there too? It's like, if you have any, if you wanna know me better, if you wanna come up here, like I'm here from this time to this time,
I mean, it's the spring and summer hitting, it's probably gonna be a little bit different. What I call OPT, I'm on the ice, that's my priority, is these programs. Timmy ran everything today for us. My priorities would be on the ice, but I mean, let me draft up some emails and share with you guys, just like, hey, wanna get to know me, alright, here's a window of time you can do that, alright? I think I mentioned it at the annual meeting, I got an open door policy, I'm always running the rink, feel free to stop and say hello. And a lot of people have done that, a lot. When I get hurt, also reach out to me on phone or through text message or email. So getting to know people, I mean, I think the expectation that I went to 700 names in 3 months was a little off. But I'm getting it done. I'm learning more and more every week, so not quite at 100%. Goals, to go back to your question there, Jamie. A big part of this is I need this committee to work with to help me formulate some additional ideas that I have. And I need to be able to understand how much support we're gonna have from a cultural standpoint and being able to make some changes. Change is difficult. Biggest resistors to change usually allows people. All stuff that I've said before, it's not major changes. It's just, I think there's some tweaks we can make, all right? Like, we have so many teams that were set up to fail this past year. Simply just absolutely set up to fail. Setting up a group of kids to fail and go get shellacked every single weekend isn't not on my agenda. There has to be a better way to do that. And I have some ideas in regards to that. But I need to be able to talk those things through with kind of that committee.
So do we have that committee come up with a strategic plan for us, a 5-year outlook?
That committee should be assisting me in regards to that. Yes, absolutely.
So then can we have a time frame on?
Well, how fast do you get a committee going?
Right, so as soon as that's established, then we have a framework.
Once that's established and I can get some meetings going, I would think that we would have a really solid place and plan. I mean, I'd like to have this done. We're in April right now. First week in June. I mean, I want to have team plans done because of the amount of planning you've seen, the sheets that I do for structuring how each team does. I think Pat, you've seen it historically, maybe Sam, you have as well. I want to have every individual's team season planned out in July. All right, so I need to have, this is how we're going to structure things this season in June.
So and also just, sorry, just I didn't mean to cut you off. Just also just keep in mind that we have to have our team intentions, which really quick by July 2017.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of expecting. Yeah, so I mean,
So team intentions would be June 2024.
July, mid-July, probably.
But
No,
your plan would be.
I need to, as far as my recommendations for what the team should be structured and some tweaks we should make to how teams are built. I'd like to have that done by first week of June.
Okay, so then we can revisit that, just so we like have time frames, so then there's communication on it. And then, the 5-year strategic plan, like kind of outlook, you think
really
June 1st.
could use that committee, quickly. That's it, it's,
Can Tom, form a committee, present, your goals, ambitions, achievements, what you need to have at that point? I mean, is that fair to give time to establish that first?
yeah, I mean, I've already had some preliminary discussions with people that I'd like to be on the committee that I think would add a lot of value. I wouldn't mind a non-hockey person as well there, one or two. I really wouldn't mind one. I mean, I think having some outside opinion there, you want to have your hockey expertise.
But when
Sometimes having a
sometimes
parent voice as well is good. You know,
Yeah, I think that's why we're trying to validate it, like putting it out there, seeing who decides again and this.
yeah.
to form the.
And I've had conversations with some of our coaches in regards to, hey, I want to do a hockey committee in the future, is this something you're interested in? And they don't necessarily express that they'd be interested in it.
Yeah.
So,
I hope every volunteer coach is part of that committee. I mean, rightfully.
I mean, they should be, but there's some of our coaches that didn't circle back with me on it. I kind of thought that if there's something that you're interested in, come back to me. So. I think a lot of our coaches got a little bit nervous because I said in one of the coaches meeting, like, I'm evaluating everything. And that's, I don't know if you were there, if I put it, you were there, like, I'm evaluating everything. That means they're like, so coach, yeah, I'm evaluating coaches, of course I that's kind of a job, right? Evaluate coaches, evaluate players, evaluate the program, etc. And I think that made some people a bit uncomfortable. You know, and I get it, they're volunteers, etc. But at the same time, I'm going to have to, kind of drive what is going to build this hockey program.
In saying that, I think one of our biggest problems in the club is lack of coaches. So I think we should be very careful on how we're treating these volunteer coaches and making sure that we keep as many as we can around.
Yeah, I agree. I don't agree 100%. There's a couple people that I prefer to coach, but honestly, just to pick their up with their skis. It's not, there's some individuals as well that I've observed that have complaints from parents as well. That, I need to take into consideration as well.
And is it a hockey standpoint that you don't prefer
There's some of it hockey, some of it's style, some of it's how they communicate with the child. Some of it's, issues they've had with parents. Some of it's, there's a wide range of things that it can be. But I mean, it's just like in any type of role you have, we're all working for Jamie, and it's not going to have 100% perfect employees.
Yeah.
Right? And I know they're volunteers, but they're still serving a role, they have a job description and duties, and if they're not meeting the expectations for that, then you have to make sometimes some difficult decisions and have some hard conversations.
I think from a standpoint of like not losing coaches, I hope that we would at least try to work with them to develop them before we sit and cut heads and just be like, you're not there, you're not reachable, you're not whatever.
And I think
That's not the culture we want here, is that we're just
that's-
gonna go and you don't make the cut, you talk to a kid that poorly, a lot of times it's just gonna be for miscommunication.
We said, people that take the time to do it, that's not my style, okay? If I can develop somebody and I can help turn something around and improve, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not in here trying to drive people out and create all kinds of different friction, et cetera. And I don't know where some of those rumors come from, because trust me, most of these things end up coming right back to me. I'm not looking to try and turn over the coaching staff. I'm not trying to, if there's a way that I can improve the situation and develop those coaches, absolutely.
Is this something we could possibly take for maybe the committee?
Yeah, absolutely. we can sit here and talk about coaches all night, guys.
Well, and the thing I want to really quickly say is, and Tom, you're a person for saying exactly that, because, just my opinion, personally, you had a global start here, as far as how you've been brought in and all that stuff, and to give someone else a chance that, instead of just chopping their mentioning all.
Yeah.
You know, as a chance that you may not didn't have early luxury of, for whatever reason, you're a bigger person for that, and I think that's great. It's good to hear.
Yeah.
Because everyone needs to get along. We have the same goals.
Yeah.
And all of us too, at some points in our, whether it's coaching, whether it's work-based or whatever, it benefits us for someone to have that, to receive that as constructive criticism and better yourself. Alrighty, fundraising, gaming, sponsorship.
We can,
We pretty much.
yeah, we can
Yeah,
skip that all, executive sessions,
tournament, special events.
The only thing Scott has started reaching out on preliminary discussions to hotels to see what their willingness to give. The idea currently is $10 per night at the club. So we got rates from them essentially last year. We posted five of the hotels in town that were agreeable to that. They're fairly cheap, I think, like $90 a night. So again, he's in those preliminary discussions. What his question is this gonna be something that we're gonna approve or allow him to do? If we get something in writing that we can present to the hotel, and they say, yeah, we agree to, whether it's upping their rates $10, $12 to cover the cost to pay us. I mean, that brings it from 90 to 100. Still fairly cheap hotels in town. That we're wanting to do to give back from the hotels by giving them the best prices.
So we should talk to Doug on that, because, so that's when we fill out that form to the city. We went after 12,000 last year, and that's because of our taxes, that we're getting hotel taxes and stuff. So you might lose that. I would talk to him and ask him how
The hearing said there were 16,000, but we,
got
can't get,
approved.
got approved that, we just have to show the receipt. That would be expired.
Seats of,
I think it's,
go back to the
he
hotel.
told me all the, again, was probably together. The occupancy tax that we're talking
Yes.
about.
Doing the math, we have what, 70, this is not including my jamboree, but 78 teams, average of 15 rooms, right? And 3 nights at $10. It's like $40,000 at $10 a night per room. As opposed to.
Yeah, I would just ask to make sure, so we
And we can do that.
stepping on, because part of that money goes back to the city, part of it goes back to the Rough Rider, part of it goes to the park board.
And I can ask them that to prefer because I think that's tax incentivized, whereas if
You're trying to just.
add it, just the rate, so that way it's just matter.
So just going back from like last year, the occupancy tax income was $8,000.
What?
It says $8,000. That was 23 to 24.
From the
See, that's what's on there.
But then I also don't know because it could also be somewhere else. That's just what I see.
mean, but I look at Sport International, that's considered their pretty much state tournament end of the year, you know. I mean,
Also, once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
Style tournament.
and you're not,
If they allow you.
yeah, that's the other thing, I mean, so.
There's
Personally, I
some
like
other
it.
problem.
I think you almost gotta take that one out of it.
And that's fine, but you come up with that.
You could say $2,000, but you're getting into two more tournaments that are about $800 a tournament. But you go to Grand Forks, you know, go to Grand Forks.
That's what I mean, those are 16, those are
They're
16.
$1,600 for that tournament. You go to,
You're good with that? Or do you have to take a look at it?
So, no, so I personally, if the coaches and the hockey director, if they want to figure out tournaments, what the allotment is, I do not care, I just need to know the dates before I go to in September, because as soon as I go in September and I fill those up, and you guys wanna do another tournament, well, I'm not canceling the AC to do a tournament. Sorry, you're gonna go to the game. So the
Well,
tournament.
for scheduling purposes.
Yes,
yeah.
the tournament need to get figured out. I would, like, I do not, I actually like giving a certain amount because I feel like some teams get a lot of money spent on them for tournaments and some teams don't get a lot of money spent.
And that's what else.
So, yeah.
If you wanna separate Sport International, then you have to
I
make
do
sure that
agree.
10 U is going to Fargo International for their whatever it is, and then that's fine.
Yeah.
But Grand Forks is 1650 to 1900.
And then, oh,
Going to Canada, it's like $500.
so and then they actually did change the date on Sport Nationals. They're opening it up in May. So that means like whoever, if I'm doing it, or I can go in and do it real fast, or whoever, hockey director, whoever's doing it, I have to send an email, but it's May, and you have to get in and take like right away at 9 a.m. otherwise.
So that's why I wanted to bring it up now.
Sport
Tournament registrations are coming up hot and heavy for next year. You know, we gotta get coaches, we gotta get teams, we gotta figure out. If we're gonna stick to 3 to make life easy, so be it. I just had a different idea to make a dollar value, so we're not having.
I just think it would be more difficult on Lisa's part, somehow that have to keep track of the money that they're spending. You know what I mean?
Well, when you register the team, or whoever the registrar is for the tournaments, you should have a dollar value registered.
Well, I know, but I'm not, I mean, it's something the coaches committee's gonna do, I'm not gonna keep track of that, they're gonna have the coaches committee. The coaches are gonna have to keep track of that, they're gonna the tournaments that they're going to.
Yeah, it should be the head coach's responsibility for that, actually managing the numbers. Steve should have a target budget that they're working with. Sport International last year was a average goal differential there.
It would just probably have to come down to them being reimbursed, or we only reimbursing them for the $3,000.
Gets out of it, that's all that matters.
That's the thing I don't get, I mean, Sport International is, I mean, honestly, we should probably have both go to the sea, you know? And, but the other thing is, it's a once in a lifetime.
Yes.
Those kids that we might get a bump by trading them in with one of somebody, you never know. I mean,
We need
And we also
to,
play our winter classes into it, and, you know, because that's supposed to be in the league, and then you get your color trade us for international, so, I mean, all of that would have to be vetted through, because there's no point in doing this here, we're not gonna send a group there and be able to trade. It's all marketing, so, I'm fine with that, if we can just figure out a new way to, maybe like the coaches committee can keep track of it, and then they come to me, or how do you want to, what does that look like as far as making?
Somebody has to. Jerry, are you saying you want the hockey committee to physically do the registrations as well? Or just
Well,
they can give you the dates and values?
It doesn't matter if I'm doing it. Just trying to make it an easy way, because if I'm doing it and I'm putting it on my credit card and getting reimbursed, I'm getting reimbursed for the full amount if I'm doing it, right? So if I go over that $3,000, so I think the coaches should be doing it, then it's gonna go that way, and they're only gonna get reimbursed up to that $3,000.
I think what it should be is
Or,
they need to come together before September when you go to schedule.
Well, you're gonna wanna do a way
Register
before that.
Yeah.
First.
I know, what I'm saying is they gotta have their tournament set here soon, with their dates set, and it's gonna cost this much for this team, you know? And if you set the budget at $3,000 per team, well, guess what, if you go over $3,100 or $3,200, well,
Then the coach should be responsible for taking the money from here.
Past calls that I've had over managed is, when the coaches didn't physically pay for it themselves, they, they'd send an email off to treasurer hall, and they would come, the club would pay for it. And it was all kept track of on a spreadsheet. Anything that was above, say, for 3,000, anything that was above that is taken from the slush fund. So the parents all, $20, all of that. But if we're gonna exceed that, then they need to communicate with the families first, but if we're gonna exceed this, it's gonna cost each year just $50.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Coaching, yeah.
I mean, but that's what they use for fundraising.
Yeah.
They pay for that
Yeah.
extra.
Yeah, so it's easy to go off on the
you know?
Well, and I think our argument would be like, hey, we're not changing registration fees, we're not gonna have those, because I feel like we need to up your registration fees if we're gonna cover more tournaments. So this could be kind of the argument, so you want to have a slush fund?
Well, he's saying each team
Yeah.
and had the families create basically a slush fund of like $600, $1,000, and you can pull from that slush fund within your team, and the family set aside for additional incentives.
And they're holding you to all the same
That's it. I'm not saying that's what we need to do. Were you registered for, I guess this is what's right, were you registered relatives for tournaments, you didn't use the club card?
Sometimes I didn't, and sometimes I use my card if, like, if you're over the limit of the credit card, I don't.
How many great works do we have?
One, just one. So I think one time I put like $4,000 on my card. I mean, it's just, and I don't have an issue doing that.
Then you shouldn't have to.
You shouldn't have to.
But I mean, I don't have an issue, I'm just saying that
You're not gonna get stuck for going.
I'm not gonna get stuck for going over.
Is this your personal?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's.
But I mean, I always got reimbursed, so it's like not a big deal.
But she's saying if you give them like $3,000, and they give them $3,100, is she stopping?
No, absolutely not.
So I would think that
So I can get with Sam to make sure that all of this.
as a hockey committee, we have a spreadsheet, each teams, got the coaches, they got the pick, they have dollar value dates. If their price is over, and then we give it to you as a scheduler to pay for, and it's over by $200, you don't register for one of those tournaments until you have that additional tournament.
Well, that's just what I was saying, because the coaches can always go and get reimbursed. I'm not saying the coaches have to pay for it, right? But that way, it just leaves like the team liable to pay their coach back the amount that he went over, you know? And I would assume that parents do that, you know?
Well, one would assume that. I just don't, I'm not saying getting stuff for the bill, that's what they should be putting on their accounts if it's a set.
Yeah.
Right? If you have the card, here's 19 units, 4 tournaments, if they found 4 within that $3,000 budget, okay, great, here you go. Sign off those 4, here you go, it's your shit.
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
One team wants to go over, say it's the PBB team, and they want to go over $500, and say, well, I need an additional $500, and I can give to Lisa to put in her account to cover that additional $500 before you register for that additional tournament like that.
I think we can work through this, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it's, yeah.
So,
What I'm trying to get at, what is a fair budget then? We have an idea in our head,
I think it should be.
There was no
such.
I find it on
one, so.
Well, do you have a spreadsheet of the average?
My computer had a spreadsheet of average tournament costs around the state for last year.
If we give everyone a budget, can we do like a gift card? Say the budget's $5,000, give them a $5,000 gift card. Here's your card, it's $5,000, you go over it, it's on your time.
Prepaid Visa gift card.
Free card, we're doing tracking and all that stuff.
I wouldn't do that way. I
Well,
wouldn't
they're
do that way.
responsible for it.
I know, but, you'd wanna be able to track that, because that's club money.
Right, but I mean, the club would still can oversee that with have a prepaid Visa card, it's,
You can set it, if you set the cards up, you can track it.
yeah, oh, absolutely. Visa.
I would ask
every
them
year.
about that. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, I'm running by Denise and Renee and just see the
the
solution
big
is here,
thing
we set a
is-
budget and
When she registers, all she does, all she needs is.
And I think that's part of what Tom can do, right, is sit with the coaches as they go to the tournament.
Oh,
Like, hey, you
Yeah.
only have enough.
Yeah.
You don't have enough money for
That
that, take it
helps.
from
Right.
And just run a
I
spreadsheet.
mean, I don't, it doesn't matter.
I agree with
don't
that.
really care how the tournament is get done,
Yeah.
I just need the dates on the tournament that we are going, are you gonna number from this?
Well, that's the part of the main.
Yeah.
You have the thing, what was it, 33,000?
What?
Is it 33,000 in tournament registrations?
Something like that.
And then, so how it was is that each team got 2 tournaments, and you actually pay for a separate sport, they got sport national center extra tournament. And I actually think 10 you ended up going to another tournament because we didn't have to pay for the Bismarck one. They did it because that team dropped out, so they.
And that's like what, 10 teams?
Yeah, I know, like my sport team, they personally paid for an extra one.
Yeah.
Correct. Yep. So, well, I mean, that's on average about, you know, like 40 to 4,500 bucks a team. But that way you cap it, because if I wanna go to Square National in Grand Forks, and then Grand Forks got another one, my age group, that could be $5,000 for one team.
Oh, I think we can work through it.
Alright, so I don't know if the guy that does this one, you're getting later, that's that one good number. Start about just
Okay, I'll go. So I'm always thinking about hockey in some way. So I've been kind of looking into camps, and I know I have some connections within hockey in more northern quarter, obviously. I don't want to say I know him, but I know someone who works for him. You guys are probably familiar with like Sean Walker with I Train Hockey.
He's the best.
Absolutely. World famous. So I do have the possibility of maybe getting him here September 24th weekend. He usually doesn't go places that he can't fly directly into, but it is a possibility. So the way it works is he rents the ice and then it's all through him. He advertises it, whatever. So we would just think of a price of how much, whether it was a 2 or 3 day camp, or how many hours he needed, and then everything else is done by him. You would get people in from all over the place for someone like him. Just a thought I kind of wanted to throw at everyone. Also, I talked with Vision Hockey out of Bismarck. They did put some stuff together for me, just like power skating camps. They do all sorts of stuff, like badminton checking camps, and I think it's all great stuff to add on to, you know, what Tom has going. You guys said a few times today, flood the ice, you know, as much hockey as we can get. Let's do it. So that's another one. Also, a friend of mine out of Minot, he runs Tyler Johnson Pro Hockey. He played in the OHL, ECHL, AHL. Runs all sorts of camps. He'd be interested in coming here. He played university hockey in Canada. Great guy, awesome with kids. Also someone that I think we should take advantage of these kind of people to come in here and, you know.
Here's like, I love this, by the way, thank you. This is my philosophy, okay? We get so many different people teaching power skating, and if the techniques they're teaching are repetitively done over and over and over to create muscle memory, what they just spent 3 days on is lost.
Okay.
All right, that's a training philosophy, my coaching philosophy.
Yeah.
And it's like, like most of these programs here, the external ones, except for Go Library, like those were all booked before I got involved with this, or booked last year, I think, et cetera. I think in taking a look at this, we need to have some consideration to how many of these we think are people can afford.
Yep.
All right, the affordability aspect.
I'm gonna cut you out. Let's table this for the hockey committee, right?
Yeah.
Revisit this, 'cause
I mean, we go, I mean, when we open these camps up, it's open for all over. I mean, it's North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Florida.
Well, if getting Sean Walker, if you get Sean Walker on this ice, it will be a complete sellout.
Oh, he sold out.
It will be,
I think realistically, I'd like,
yeah.
if we have the opportunity to get him here, can we do that?
we need to get it, that's where the flow, let's get it to the committee, let's make sure everybody in the committee agrees. If you got a presentation, it's like any other committee, and then bring it to the board meeting. If the committee said, yeah, let's fucking do it.
I watched
let's
this
do
stuff.
it.
Something like him though, if you get that opportunity and you don't jump on it like right now, it's gone.
I mean, he's a tough guy.
He
And
sells
already
out
put out his schedule for
all over the
2020.
world.
And I'm surprised.
What's that?
not
He's already put his
starting
schedule
to
out for 2020.
Up until July.
Yeah.
He's got spots. I
But
got the
there's
whole
not-
list of open spots
There's not a kid.
right to 2025.
No, I agree. But to reiterate that, there's not a kid that does not play hockey, that does not watch YouTube, that does not know this.
Absolutely.
Like I'll be honest with you, I watch a lot of this.
So everything that we have on.
Oh, yeah.
Are we gonna go back? Are we gonna have 2 meetings per month? Do we need to have?
I'm gonna, and I was thinking of that, I didn't wanna throw that out there, but since you threw it out there, I think that to be the best prepared for next season, I think we should consider, if it makes sense, potentially having 2 meetings a month until we get all of our ducks in a row and our, squared away.
But I think you could put a cap on the meetings for 2 hour meetings.
Exactly.
So we don't.
Yeah, so we don't go 6
Yeah.
hours and a half.
I like the caps idea.
Yeah.
Hour and a half.
Kind of an idea, take 5 major 90-day things that need to happen, let's just carve them all, right?
Yeah.
Tom's addressed a few that needs to happen very shortly, so if you, Lisa, I mean.
Did this tournament allotment get pushed to the next meeting?
What was that, Sam?
Nothing got being said, I just have my notes, so.
Does it have to be specialty with the?
I think this specialties about
What's that, sorry?
I was just saying I felt.
What do you need an answer by according to that?
The I train hockey one?
No,
Sean.
tournament allotment and that one.
Well, that one will be like, I'm still waiting for an email back, but if we get, I gotta be able to say yes.
Well, would it be out of the picture just for you to work with Tom on that directly, just and Sam for scheduling, just to?
Yeah, well, that was the date. They gave me a list of dates. I asked Sam of that one, and she was looking into, she wasn't sure if Mario was coming that weekend, but I did send her the list of dates too.
Maybe that's something that y'all could work out between the three of you, just for scheduling purposes. If it's, because obviously there's gonna be something that you're gonna have to take advantage of when the opportunity.
Walker comes available.
And probably already across the whole state.
Oh, you will have people coming
would
from
need-
Regina, you'll
It
have,
needs to come out across the state.
well, he does the
he'll put it out
advertising.
too.
He does absolutely
Yeah.
nothing.
Oh,
It's all on his website, it's on YouTube,
$200 an hour per endurance.
but he's bringing in,
and he brings all that.
you know, we open the concession, like, it's like a tournament, you're gonna get people in here from all over the place.
There was that October date, and I don't, that, because Mario, I have him on the calendar as September date.
He never.
It's coming in October.
Oh, September.
Is it Mario's?
Well, either way, there was another date that I.
Yeah, I remember like October or something like that, that was kind of sort of thing, so.
Okay, let's move on to,
Protective gear, I'm waiting for Keystone, so hoping to have it by the meeting. We can table it till next meeting.
Date of next meeting and time, the calendar, is Tuesday the 13th. Work?
No, it'd be the 16th.
Or the 16th, excuse me.
I'm
I'm on it all next week
I'm
and this weekend.
No, this is May.
Oh, sorry.
Are
I thought
we
you were
doing
talking
May
emergency
14th?
meeting.
No, we're just scheduled. Well,
May 14th.
May 14th would be that.
I don't know.
7th of May.
7, yes, May
Yeah,
the
that's the
7th.
first Tuesday.
The first two
Be the
May 1st is a Wednesday.
14th of May.
I feel like I'm on the 7th too. I'm in Vegas for trade show.
May 14th.
We'll just, I guess we'll have to figure out what a special day will be called between now and then. 9 days ago. Is that?
May 14th, that's what we're going with?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we will, want to get Lisa time to do what she needs to do. And in between now and then, I'll give the 5-day notice for the special meeting.
Okay.
Yep.
Does that work?
Yes.
Here's Lisa's.
Hey, one other thing that I have is not on here, but I ran into something this weekend that really bothered me. We were in Bismarck and we were playing for a team out of Minnesota, and they had 2 girls on the team, and the 2 girls were left in the hallway with all these passing people trying to change and stuff. Pat, maybe you could shed some light. When we have these tournaments and like completely packed, is there a place or have we provided a place for girls to change other than the hallways?
Yeah, we put them in the bathrooms,
Okay,
because they can be locked.
okay, perfect.
And in bathrooms.
Yeah, cause it completely, like, it's bothered me, since, like, I thought about that every day, and I hate it for all those people coming by and those girls trying to change, and I didn't know that that's what we've done in the past, but that's good.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
I can't second it, well, I'm hungry. Thank you. I sit there all day long. All day long.
Should've brought my clothes.
I'm professionally called.
See you.
Thank you, bud. Thank you, Sam.
See ya, thanks guys.
All right, see you.
Text Chris, let him know what we're.
The mouse.
Yeah, oh, I believe that.
Or did he show you how to do it? Yeah, two activities, one of which is that,
Driver is good job for the first meeting. Appreciate it.
I don't really want to mess with that.
Thank you for
I hope that just
everything that
stays on.
you do.
You're on. I don't really want to mess with that camera, so I hope it.
Tom, you didn't get anything from me? No, I'm good.
Hey Chris, did you want me to turn this camera on? Oh, are you on your way? Oh, okay. I'll just leave it for you. I did unplug something, but it's still going, so I don't really know. I'm just gonna leave it. I'll just leave it for you. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll make sure it's unlocked. Okay, thank you. Bye.